For the last 40 years, the Bears' off seasons have meant everything to this team, and it seems like this season, even though Ben Johnson said that we're not building on anything, it feels a whole lot different from my point of view. And to that note, we are celebrating 40 years since 1985 when we beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. And with that, we've got some huge news coming out of the NFL today. Nashawn Wright was added to the NFL Pro Bowl roster, the NFC side. He is the fourth Bear to be added. Four Bears. Joe Tooney, Drew Dalman, and Kevin Byard all will be there in San Francisco. He's replacing Quinyon Mitchell. He had a breakout season, led the NFL with 8 total takeaways in 2025. He said this quote right behind my head. I've been excited all day. I immediately phoned Coach Al Harris. And that's huge because Nashawn Wright is due at least $15 million a year on something like a 3-year contract. I've even seen estimates up to $20 million. So he might have played himself off of this Bears roster. He did a phenomenal job this year. He was a heart of that secondary. He was one of the best stories. If you don't remember, his college coach was shot and killed this year. And then that week, he played against the Minnesota Vikings and took away the ball from JJ McCarthy, intercepted on Addison. That was a huge play and a huge momentum shift. And that's what that guy gave us all season. He had the forced fumble on the tush push. He had the forced fumble against the Green Bay Packers in the red zone. I mean, he was huge, and we are going to miss him. But I've already distanced myself because we owe him way too much money to keep him around. There's a lot of other pieces that we're probably going to bring on. So let's get into some more news here. Declan Doyle withdrew from the Eagles' offensive coordinator search. This is huge. I don't know if Declan Doyle saw what they were doing in Philadelphia and said, I don't want this. I'd rather go back to essentially not calling the plays in Chicago, but just being a part of that Chicago team. Or if the Eagles we're not really interested in a guy like you. We want somebody with a little bit more on the bone. Declan Doyle is extremely young. He's been a standout since he was with the Saints, since he was with the Broncos, and now he's with the Bears. And everybody said amazing things about this guy. He's a wonderkid. So he opted to remain in Chicago despite heavy interest from Philadelphia. He's looking for a place where he could really help somebody develop. And I think this Caleb Williams story can be huge for him. It could be somebody like, like Brian Dabble had experience. If you tie yourself to a quarterback as an offensive coordinator, whether you're calling the plays or not, people are interested in you because they know that most likely the head coach doesn't have all that time to offer to one side of the ball. The head coach is essentially the CEO, and we've seen the way that Ben Johnson is running this team. It very much feels like that. I feel like with another year with Declan Doyle and a couple of the other guys on the offensive side, coaching side, Caleb could easily break that 4,000-yard mark. He could break the 30 touchdowns in a season by a quarterback. Declan Doyle continues to work under Johnson to build the league's most explosive young offense. And I am so excited that he's back with the team. Moving over to Al Harris, he is remaining with the Bears for right now. Now, there was speculation earlier on that he might take Matt Eberflus's job in Dallas, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen anytime soon. Also, he was a candidate in Green Bay, which would have broke my heart as a fan. And I want to let you know that I'm a fan first. I am a fan that loves statistics and loves the Chicago Bears, and I'm going to be a Bears fan more than I'm going to be right. I will tell you that right now. I'm so happy that he stayed with the Bears for right now because he is interviewing at other jobs, but it does seem like by now he would have gotten a job offer. That's just the way that I'm looking at it. Green Bay officially hired the Cardinals' former head coach, Jonathan Gannon, as their new defensive coordinator. And Jonathan Gannon is a meme. I mean, he seems like a robot in human skin. I mean, the guy's a weirdo, and it cannot be that much better that he's on the Green Bay Packers because those memes next year, watch my TikTok. I'm gonna come up with some great memes because Jonathan Gannon just lends himself to those memes. And this was a huge crisis averted because the rivalry was just getting reborn. I mean, Ben Johnson blew new life into this rivalry. And it just makes it that much better. And it adds to the story that Green Bay overlooked Al Harris. And I'm not saying that he'll never go to Green Bay, but for the moment, he's here in Chicago still. And I mean, Al Harris is an absolute stud, and we are so lucky to have him as a positions coach. It's just insane that he's a positions coach. This coaching staff was phenomenal this year, and the fact that Ben Johnson was able to put together some of these guys. That being said, too, it was said that this is not Ben Johnson's first pick. All these guys were not Ben Johnson's first pick, and so for us to still end up with guys like Al Harris, I mean, the rest of the guys on the roster, phenomenal. Al Harris did this in Dallas, and he did this in Chicago, all as a positions coach. Harris keeps the league's number one interception unit with 23 intact. So we'll see what he can do for us next year if he stays. For right now, he's still a Chicago Bear. And today marks the date 40 years of the Monsters of the Midway. January 26th, 1986, 40 years ago. The score, the Bears went up 46, Patriots 10. The Patriots got on the board early against this incredible defense, and then the Bears never looked back. Walter Payton didn't score a touchdown in this game, but the legacy is honoring Walter Payton, Mike Ditka, and the 46 or the 86 defense. It's funny because these are the only two jerseys that I have, Walter Payton and Mike Ditka. Mike Ditka when he was a player for the Bears. Stat of the day held New England to just 7 yards and forced 7 sacks. Mike Ditka said, "We made history today. That's beautiful." That was the quote. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal that, we have this championship, but it'd be a lot better if we got one more. New England's back in the Super Bowl. It would have been crazy if we were back in the Super Bowl. That's all I got for you today. Buddy, this is a Bears Buddy podcast. Bear down.